First question. How did you discover music production?
How did I discover music production? To be like really specific, like a really short story, just to say like that. A really good friend of mine, who was like a few times older than me, it's like a cousin to me, introduced me to the DAW FL Studio when I was 11 years old or something like that. And yeah, I thought it was some kind of game. Whenever I realized that it wasn't, I was like, oh, you can actually make music with this. And yeah, I was in that mood and in that part of my life when I was discovering what I like, you know. Was
Yeah.
like 11 years old, like what are you gonna do for living? And yeah, when he introduced me to that, I was like, hey, bro, I can make video game tracks with this DAW, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, since over I didn't have my own computer at that moment, I used to go to his house to learn a little bit about it. And yeah, that's how I find out how actually was music production. Because before that, I thought it was like DJing stuff, you
Uh,
know.
yeah.
Okay, the DJs are making music live, but when I find out it wasn't that easy, and it has all those process, I was like, okay, bro, I need to figure out how to make it myself because I love the electronic dance music, but I really wanted to find out how to make it myself, you know. But yeah, after all, here I am, a couple years later.
Yeah, it's only been a couple years.
You want to say what? Sorry.
It's only been a couple years.
Yeah, yeah, like over 6 years or something.
Oh, okay. Like, okay, I got you. I got you. I was like, you learned all of that stuff in like 2 years. I was like, oh my god, really? That's crazy.
You know, like a really fun fact is that when I got my first computer, I didn't have internet in my room, my bedroom, I mean. And I had to figure it out how everything worked by myself for like an entire year after the Wi-Fi came to my house. And oh, I didn't realize this was so easy, and I did it all by the hard process, you know.
Gotcha, gotcha. Freaking, that's awesome. That's awesome. Next question. Do people in Venezuela listen to electronic music a lot?
Well, to be honest, not that much. Uh, they are more in love to like Latin mainstream styles, you know, like reggaeton, trap music, and yeah, with Latin bites. But recently has been like a wave of electronic dance music here in Venezuela. Back in the
Ooh.
days, it didn't exist, and yeah, thanks to that, I've been more recognized here in my country because I got played my first track in internationally than here in my country, you know. And it was
Ew,
like,
that's
okay,
awesome.
how am I gonna find out to be supported in my own country as the same way I'm internationally, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks to the master in the social media that has been really the electronic dance music has been becoming really popular here in Venezuela actually. So that's a good point about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's still the Latin is still the most powerful genre in the scene, you know, music
Yeah.
genre in the scene.
I
But yeah,
mean,
but
that's what
it's
I thought.
bigger.
I would have been. But that's good though. That it is getting bigger and people are being more open-minded to it. It looks like, or it seems. So that's good because people sticking to one thing is not a bad thing, but it's always nice to venture out and figure out different stuff. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Next question. Oh my god.
I'm,
Um.
I'm, I'm not replying to like too fast because I think everything is going like really fast. I don't know.
Oh no, we can slow it down if you want. I
Because
mean,
sometimes I think I talk really fast because here in Venezuela everything is like really fast. Really fast. Hey, hello, how are you? Everything's going for a so,
gotcha. Wait, so you speak
this is the
Spanish?
Venezuela situation. What?
So you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I speak Spanish. It's my main language.
Yeah, okay. We'll have a conversation in Spanish like right now. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy muy bien. ¿Y cómo estás tú?
Um, yo es muy cansada, pero um, it's okay. pero muy fuck. I forgot how to say certain words. Um, tú quieres un bolsa?
Un bostra.
Un
What is bostra?
bolsa. I thought it meant bag, like a grocery bag.
Bolsa. Ah, una
Bolsa.
bolsa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yo hablo español un poquito, pero muy difícil para mí. Very fucking.
Eh, yo entiendo, pero lo haces muy bien.
Oh, gracias, gracias.
Si,
Ah,
si, si,
oh,
sigues, si sigues practicando, podrías ser hasta mejor que yo. Do you
oh
understand
my
that?
god, no. I think
Yeah.
maybe like one
uh,
word.
if you keep practicing, you could be like even better than me.
Oh my gosh, you're already better at English than me. Like, are you kidding me? Since I had to relearn that stuff because of the car accident that I told you about and stuff, like,
Yeah.
my English is really bad. I try really hard to speak correctly, but if I learned a whole nother language, I feel like I would speak the second language better than the first language.
Really?
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. So the next question was, so how do you, oh my gosh. So you make house music, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So why did you choose house music and not, any other genre?
Well, I actually discovered music by artists such like Avicii, Tiesto, and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like the main artists that inspired me to produce music. I used to try out uh, to well the first genre I tried to produce when I downloaded the DAW Studio
Yeah.
was dubstep, because in 2012 it was like that dubstep era with skillz and stuff. And
Yeah.
I wanted to get involved on it, but after that I say to myself that I really need to be honest with myself and try to figure out which one was my favorite, which one I want to stick to. And then I listened to Avicii's tracks, and yeah, I said this is like my thing. I gonna try to stick in this because I was like a shotgun, like pointing at
Yeah.
a lot of things. I want to be like really focused in one thing and try to do the best I could with it. But yeah, after that, I figured out that the future house existed somehow in 2015 or something. And I said,
Mhm.
okay, progressive house is was melodical, and future house is was like weird stuff, everything going
Weird
on.
stuff. Yeah.
And after 2 years, some producers call it Mike Williams. I don't know if you know them,
Oh.
Vaste and stuff. They kind of like invented a music genre called future bounce, which is another subgenre of the house,
Oh
and it
my
was
god.
like the mixture between a future house and progressive house that I used to like in the past, because future house was like too metallic sound and really weird stuff. Otherwise, we had the progressive house that I liked at first. That was so melodical, and the mixture between them both was the future bounce, which is the
Yeah.
actual style I actually produced. But I'm actually getting involved in a lot of stuff like future bass, which is a kind of like a mixture between progressive house and trap. And
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
I released a track, my first ever track I made in future future bass. I mean, I'm so thinking with myself, talking
Oh.
about a lot of other stuff. I released a track with Brevis on Tribal Trap. I don't know if you,
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
trying to experiment with weird stuff. But yeah, lately I've been like not trying to stick to one single genre. Just
Yeah.
try to make everything that comes out in my mind because yeah, I'm at that
Yeah.
point of my life that I want to make everything that I want, you know.
Yeah. Why? How do you even keep track of all the genres? Well, if you call them genres, but I mean, aren't they like subgenres of a genre? You
Yeah,
know?
you know, I don't know. You can find it on Wikipedia. It's like from A to the Z, you know.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of subgenres of future house of the house. I mean, you know, deep house, bass house, everything that ends with a house. You know, you can find a lot of stuff. But I think the main genres the people recognize me from is deep house and future bounce. Then three. I'm actually getting into the bass house, which is more aggressive, less melodical.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, why do you think that there's so many of subgenres? Like, I guess I'm just learning about all of this, personally. Doing my very best to remember everything. But why do you think that is?
I don't know. Honestly, I think just because everyone wants to kind of uh, like different, make a difference between everything. You know, like okay,
Yeah.
I'm not a dusted producer, so that's why I define myself as a house producer. You know, and
Gotcha.
then someone invents or someone makes something even weirder, and everyone start like producing tracks in the same style.
Yeah.
And okay, doesn't sound like the genre I want to stick to. Like this is not progressive house,
Yeah.
so that's why I want to call it Sam Ourt House. You know, and
Gotcha.
everyone's who make the same thing I did is going to make some or style, you know,
Yeah.
some or house. And then if anyone creates something even weirder, then it's gonna be creation, you know.
Oh my gosh, I don't even
Like
know like what that would be. Like I'm talking weird weird. Like is it just going to be just like a crank? Like the entire song is like the sound of a crank and it's just like you know what I mean? That's going to be a whole genre probably. It's freaking crazy. Oh my
yeah.
god. But the
But
freaking what was it?
I really hope I replied your question honestly, because it was
You
so messy my question
the
my reply honestly.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I didn't confuse you more than you was
No,
at first.
no, I got that for sure. And I was asking questions in between. So of course you're gonna get confused. But um, but what were okay? Because you said you make the house freaking house music. So why is house music easier for you? Like why choose that one? Even though the other one's like, are you just more of a fan of melodic?
Yeah, a lot more,
Oh,
way
okay.
more.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
anything that is melodic could be like easier to me to make, you know.
Okay, I got you.
But I love to make house music just because I don't know why, but I have like a mindset actually like in default, you know. I know where the things are going to be even before making something, you know. Okay, whenever I start a track, it's like okay, gonna start over this. Okay, I made this. It's like the workflow is actually set up, you know,
Yeah.
because that a lot of I have been producing that style for a lot of years now, so it's more easier to me to make it. And yeah, I enjoy it a lot because yeah, it's like you can create anything from zero, and yeah, it's I don't know how to say it, but I really love to. A really short reply could be I really love to do it just because I love it.
Gotcha. Awesome. Either way, don't even worry about it. We're good. Let me drink some freaking water up in here. Mm.
I don't know why I'm drinking water so much. I think I'm just a little bit nervous
Oh,
because
it's
I'm always like,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, dude, No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, yeah, I have interviewed a lot of different people from different places, and I get nervous every single time. So, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know if that's ever gonna go away for me either. So, like, it's perfectly fine.
yeah.
So the next question is, oh fuck, I have a piece of hair. Fucking, is do you have any idols? Do you have somebody that you look up to, regarding your music, regarding real life, whichever one you want, maybe or both?
Well, I think first the main person I like, it's my kind of idol is my dad. Honestly,
Oh,
my parents, because yeah, they had been like grinding every single time in life. Because I think I told you in the previous meeting that I didn't grow up being like a person with a lot of money.
gotcha.
And they got us from a really poor community and really poor life that I probably would be if they didn't work that much that hard, you know.
Yeah.
And they just grind it up, like they went to the university having two kids and fighting with everything against them. They move out to another city with no family, with no connections, with no anything around.
Wow.
And yeah, they just got out from that situation, and they put it in a better one. So
Yeah.
that's why they are like my main idols, just to say it like that, both of my
Oh,
parents. And
I
yeah,
love that.
and music wise, I mean, and the other I could say is my girlfriend, my actual fiance.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah, your
used to,
fiance. Yeah.
I actually I admire her a lot, from her story of grinding as well. And even before being her, even before having every relationship with her, like being boyfriend or even good friends, I used to admire her a lot for her story of grinding and fighting, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, now talking in a music wise, I have
Good.
Diplo, who was kind of the first producer I ever listened to.
Ooh. Okay.
Then we have Avicii. When I first
Yeah.
listened to him, he was called Tim Berglin, and then he come up with the Avicii Project,
Yeah.
which was even way better. But he had the
Yeah.
same vibe. And yeah, I think the last one I could say is Mike Williams, who
Oh.
basically he got me involved in the actual style I actually make.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has been a lot, very supportive to my tracks as well. He
Oh.
supported three of my tracks in the
Ah.
radio and in some shows as well. So yeah, that's why it's like I'm really thankful to everyone who supports me. But if knowing the fact that I really admire him a lot, and then he supports me was like a point, an extra
Yeah.
point to him.
That's awesome. How did it feel to like hear your music, on the TV show?
Well, it was crazy, honestly. I didn't even realize. I remember the first time I got played on TV. It was at Holland Got Talents. I don't know if you know
Oh shit,
American Got
yeah.
Talents, but the edition of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like unreal to me. And yeah, after that, I gained like a lot of support by other DJs, but having the support of my like my idol, it was like totally crazy. I couldn't believe it. I still not
Oh.
believing it though.
I mean, I would be too. I've had a couple of like my idols message me back and stuff, and I freaked out. So I can't even
Really?
imagine. Yeah, I freaked out. I was like,
Like
"What?"
who's your idol?
Oh, I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I can't tell. I
It's
can't
okay.
talk about any of like the. It's kind of a thing that I promised. So yeah, because if
Okay,
I
don't
started telling
even
you,
worry. Don't even worry.
yeah,
I just forgot it was your show and not mine. Whenever I make a show
yeah.
and invite you, I can make you the questions.
Yeah. Oh my god. If you interview me, I got you. Oh my god. So the next question is, do you have a backup career?
like music wise or anything else?
Like besides
Anything.
music, like do you have like say music didn't work out, do you have a plan, or is music that's what it's about, you know? Like your job.
Well, yes. I think I have a. I could call it like a backup music, but it's like related with
Oh,
music as well because I'm
okay.
actually studying marketing and business,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm like making a part of the music. Actually, I like host three business that I'm actually trying to get into to something, you know, like establish something like, out of them,
Yeah.
like with my girlfriend, and also I have another by myself, and I have another design page where I also make money out of it, you know.
Oh wow, that's
But
pretty cool.
just to be honest, yes, that's why I'm trying to finish the college before trying to. Yeah, I always have part of my life to the university, so to have a backup plan, you know, in case I don't know, the life always turn around. You know, you are
Yeah.
sometimes in a place and you don't know what can happen in the future. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm thinking something bad is going to happen to me, but let's say I something really bad makes me unable to make music. I still having the other things I've been working for. You know,
Gotcha, gotcha.
just to not living like to like taking every boss I see in the front, just having a focus on something and working hard for it. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It yeah. Oh sorry.
No, you tell me. Don't worry.
No, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. I kind of forgot, but I
No.
get what you mean because there are some producers that they don't have a backup plan. They put all their time, all their energy into music, which I believe that's a great thing if you do it, and you do it well. But I mean, don't you think that the backup plan is a little necessary?
Yeah, I really think because if you take it as the biggest or the most successful DJs out there, like Tiesto or even Calvin Harris, or
Oh yeah,
you see they are like really successful in music, but they still having backup plans like brand designs, clothes design, modeling, and all the
yeah,
stuff. They kind of don't stick to one project.
yeah,
And yeah, one thing I've been learning in the university is like you need to be like everywhere. Every
yeah,
like if you are a soccer player, you don't really need to be like the best player of every time. If the people
yeah.
know you, you can invest in something else because you need to have a lot of entrance in the profits wise, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's a great idea to have like a bunch of things you're good at. I mean, that's why I started Twitch a couple months ago. It's just to learn something different, to try something new. Sometimes I get bored of doing the same thing. I don't want to have the same job for the rest of my life. I want to learn different things. I want to see different things. So it does make sense why people that are like considered celebrities do try different stuff. Because I mean, I think they would get bored too sometimes.
Yeah, and yeah, sometimes it's not just about money, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you have a dream, you can pursue it, but also uh, you can boast you can boost. I mean, your career by getting better in stuff that make your career even higher. Like if you are a producer, you should be learning other language like properly. You should be investing time in learning languages, learning technical stuff. That's a thing that the people don't really understand sometimes when I say it. But sometimes the best thing you can do with your project is investing.
Yeah.
If you don't have the money, you can invest time that is even
Yeah.
more worthy than the money, you know, like
True.
getting better, getting better, and getting better every time. Making courses of everything to learn even more about it, you know, like course uh, about how to mix better, how to have more creativity,
Yeah.
everything that push up your careers, you should be focused on that,
Yeah.
because if in case you don't want to do anything else, you can still investing in your music project, you know. And yeah,
Very true.
having like a 1 to 10 priority plan, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I do a lot of stuff, but I need to take care of one more. I need to invest more time in one out of others, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, just number them 1 to 10, and make like a daily plan, just to yeah, just to push up the one you care the most and the one you want to push up the most,
That's a
in a
really good
priority
idea.
way, you know.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, I never even thought about it that way because if you're investing, it could be investing in time. That's like I love all that stuff because if you're not investing because of like money wise, you're right. You're completely right. You should be investing in yourself, and then the money will come eventually. You know, and then
Yeah.
you could do it both ways. So I totally get that for sure.
No,
But
no, no.
yeah, yeah, you ready for
um,
the next question?
yeah, I'm super ready.
I'm shimmying. Where did the shimmy come from?
The what?
The shimmy. Like, well, I don't know what you guys
I
would
think
call
it's your chain.
my chain.
Yeah, or
What?
not.
No, the dance. Like you've never seen
I,
something arriba.
or I think it's on my side. I don't know. I'm just confused right now.
You're fine. Thank you for the host, pink hair producer. I appreciate that, my dude. It's fine. I don't know what I would be called. So the next question is: do you believe in quality over quantity?
Yes, I do believe that, but I don't know. I just really like to discuss a lot everything. I'm sorry if I don't give short replies, but yeah, in some points, quality is it overcomes quantity. But sometimes you need to make, like, talking in a music wise, you need to like I don't know, to find out how to come out with a structured plan, just
Yeah,
to make your overflow more quick, you know. I know there's a
gotcha.
lot of people that prepares an album to and release an album or release a track one a year, just to because I want to make this track the best track of all time, you know. That's
Yeah,
a great thing because you invest a lot of emotions, a lot of time, and you take attention to the detail. But
yeah,
you should try. The people should try to train their brain to make. I don't know, not like being mechanic, but having like a really fluent workflow. You know,
yeah,
that's one of the things the upcoming producer should focus on. To like try to set up workflow and to make the things going on. You know, you see
yeah,
that a lot of producers like Tiesto, Martin Garrix, they are constantly releasing music, release music after
yeah,
music, music after music. And a
yeah.
really good example of creating like a structured mindset of workflow is one of my good friends called it Raptors. I don't know if you know him. I
I've heard
have a
of
track
him.
with him.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
listened
have
to
a
it
track with
earlier.
him on NCS. That guy uh, just created a workflow in his mind and just come like banger after banger, track after track, sign after sign. Another example will be like Castion, who is another friend of mine, really good producer as well.
Oh, that's
They
awesome.
just are constantly releasing track because they kind of have a workflow. They also have struggles as anybody,
Yeah,
where they like constructed something in their minds that make uh, everything like go constantly come up with great ideas, winning
yeah.
contests and stuff. You know,
Well,
that's
isn't it hard?
like
Sorry, my bad.
no, don't worry.
Isn't it hard to be that consistent when you're looking at the quality and the quality is awesome every single time? But isn't that so difficult and hard? I mean, to make a banger after banger after banger, it's just like that's some talent, you know? talent.
Yeah, it's talent, but with hard working, you could like easily create that kind of mindset. Obviously, it doesn't work the same for everybody,
Yeah.
and that's okay, you know. But yeah, brain training is one of the things that could put you in a good spot in the industry, just to say it like that, you know.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I totally get that. My gosh, Emma is just being adorable. Being adorable. Um, what has been challenging as a producer for you personally?
Well, I think um one of the most challenging things has been like, I don't know how to say it, but like being depressed sometimes because
Oh,
thinking the things I'm doing, they are not good enough, you know.
oh yeah,
Or
okay.
sometimes getting out of ideas, like, okay, I just squeezed my brain too much, and now I'm like, okay, I just want to sleep all day long. And yeah, you feel that, you feel me.
Yeah. Oh my
And yeah,
gosh.
that's kind of one of the most challenging things back in the days when I was a kid, because when I told previously that my parents were my total inspiration in life, they kind of were not that supportive in my music plan when I was a kid back then. And that kind of made me think like what I was doing wasn't like that important, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, after like 5 to 4 years of trying hard to make music, they were starting to understand how important it was. And you see, after more than 3 years, I like fight against their bad comments, their bad
Gosh.
things, and also the people around me take my plans as a joke. You know, okay, I
That's
want to
so
be like
nice.
the Nets. Yes, I gonna be the first Venezuelan to make it. And they were like, yeah, yes, Sam, go for it. Like it was some kind of video game I was playing, you know.
Wow. Wow.
But
So
yeah,
is it still like that anymore over there?
no, it doesn't feel like that,
Good. Okay. Good.
because I remember when I was 17 or 16. Well, I don't really remember, but it was at that moment, like 2017, when my dad got to me, because it was like my last year of high school before going to the university. And he told me, Sam, you need to stop making music because you need to focus on your university. You are going to a next step in your career, and you shouldn't be you should, like every parent, you know, is like
Yeah.
like everything about music, about to parents sometimes is like too questionable, like,
Yeah.
okay, is this too. And I understand them, because I was making music for like 5 years, for like
Yeah.
4 years now, and I didn't have that like support that I should be having, you know, of that success in the
Yeah.
beginning. But yeah, I told them, okay, give me 1 year, and if this year I don't make anything, or that, I mean, if this year I don't at least get something that I consider, that they consider important, I
Yeah.
will quit making music. And
Wow.
then, oh, I mean, not quitting making music, but focusing in my university like 100%, and to get another like normal job
Yeah.
outside of the music. Because yeah, the situation was also really bad in Venezuela at that moment. As you can see, the situation here is like really bad economic wise,
Yeah.
with the bad uh, with the bad management, I mean, of the
Gotcha.
government, and the corruption as well. But yeah, after that, they were like, I mean, sorry, I just got a little bit confused on about what I was talking about.
Are you
But
good?
yeah, After they told me that, I started working hard, like every day, trying to make something, putting outside in SoundCloud. I remember I have my first SoundCloud account. That
Yeah.
every time I released a track, I remember that I play it like a lot of times just to reach a hundred plays. But yeah,
Yeah.
so after the IP tracking got invented, I couldn't do that anymore.
Oh my
But
gosh.
at some point, like 3 months after my parents told me that, I got motivated and I decided to not doing music anymore. Like I just gave up. And yeah, I started focusing in the school and stuff because I was also having bad grades because having a lot of time investing in making music got
Yeah.
me more focusing into the in music instead of the school, and I didn't have that organization in my life. That was also a really bad point of my life. But yeah, after that I said, okay, no, I still having 7 months yet. I
Yeah.
cannot give up so quick. And yeah,
Yeah.
after that, I deleted my old SoundCloud profile. I just say
Okay.
to myself, I'm gonna start over from zero. And yeah, I created a project that you might know that it's called Sam Ourt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I released my first track, and I was so like, this time I was gonna make it. I have a new name, I knew everything. And
Yeah.
when I released my first track with what's called Feels, I remember I got stole by another producer that was kind of famous for stealing other producer tracks.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god.
I say to myself, I mean, bro, I was fighting for like I don't know, to like 4 years. And when I think I have the perfect idea, the perfect name, the perfect everything, I got stalled by the first track I released. I think I was in a really bad omen, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I get
like
what you mean.
something is trying to take me down. But yeah, I made a lot of YouTube channels and I
Yeah.
posted the video of the proofs that the track was mine, actually mine.
Mhm.
And yeah, I started gaining like recognition out of it because the people who actually thought it was his tracks followed me. And
Yeah.
yeah, after that, I got my first release on a label and
Yeah,
everything
that's awesome.
out of it. And in 2017, yeah, my first
Yeah.
release, in a really weird track, I released it, and it got me in a really good spot. But yeah, just to make everything shorter, uh, like one of the things I had to face the most was having not support by my closest ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, after all, they started foreseeing my discipline and started being more supportive at the point they actually are at the moment, that they are like my number one fans at the moment. They
Oh.
are not, they are still not understanding a lot of stuff that I do, but at least out of it I could afford to pay the university I'm actually studying and stuff, you know. And I
Yeah.
just kind of make them see that what I was doing is important, and I'm also I could like not making a living at the moment as I want to, you know, but at
Gotcha.
least getting closest to the goal I want to achieve, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome. What a freaking story. Because I feel like a lot of people have the same issues as you did with your parents, you know? Cuz I know that my dad was like that. He was like that. He was just like you need to go to school, you need to do all this, forget anything else, you know what I mean? You need to get a job that you know is going to last your life and stuff. And you know, it's not always like as you're not always as passionate about it, you know? So it's really, really
Yeah,
awesome that you actually showed them and proved to them like you are passionate about it and you can do something about it. So that's awesome. Love that.
Yeah, and also since over I discovered the therapy and the psychology help, you know,
Yeah.
I started going also because yeah, sometimes I have faced that same problem over and over again, like feeling like in a really down, in a really down mood. Every single time I got blocked mentally to
Yeah.
make more music, and the people was like, "We want more, we want more, we want more music by you, we want," and I was like, "Bro, I just like getting used to having a 1K plays per track. I don't even
Yeah.
know how to deal with all this." And
Yeah.
yeah, I talked to my parents, and they told me that I shouldn't be afraid to seek for help, you know, because I
Yeah.
was like, not, I need to go outside of this by myself. I can't do it. I don't need no help by anyone. And I
Yeah.
was the other the other thing that I think that I should point as well. If I can say more, because I think I'm
Yeah, go
talking
for
way
it.
too much.
Yeah. No, you're good.
The other thing is that having a lot of focus on my music and stuff the last year of high school got me into the. I didn't actually go outside with friends and stuff. I didn't know what having I didn't know what it feels like to having a friend since
Oh.
2 years after that, because I was always focused on work and music, and the other areas of my life were like really forgotten, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I after that I had to deal with getting into, okay, let's have a friend, let's hang out with someone, and
Oh
I
my
didn't
god.
realize that how to have a friendship and stuff. You know, like, okay, we had to have to say hello now, or okay, I'm gonna just disappear for an entire week to focus on my music, and if they understand that, they deserve to be my friend. But I understood
Yeah.
that I it was more like that, you know, more than
Yeah.
just that. But yeah, I think that 2 points were the one that caused me the most of the problems back in the days, but actually I'm trying to getting over into it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm glad that you actually are aware to notice when you need help. You know what I mean? A lot of people will never admit it and never humble themselves down to figure it out, but you did. That's awesome. That's like a really hard thing to do. So, I'm
Yeah.
glad. Forget it. That's very hard. So next question is, so what are your thoughts with producers and Twitch coming together?
Producers and Twitch coming together.
Yeah, so
I
basically
think
this. Yeah.
I think is the best idea that could ever
uh,
appear to someone's mind, you know, because this is like I know there's this the Discord and stuff
yeah,
that could create communities out of it. But I think Twitch is a platform like in a live platform where you can actually talk to your community, and also uh, talk about everything you want without having like the. I mean, you can say anything you want. You can even create a community about tacos, and
yeah.
anybody that like tacos are gonna be into there because that's his very place, you know.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
there's
I
no
think
restrictions.
yeah, like there is you can talk whatever you want, and the people who agree with you can be there, and the people that doesn't really agree with you, you just can block them and ban them
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, that kind of make the toxicity of other social medias, I mean,
Gotcha.
slowly disappear, which I think is a good team. I always wanted to get involved on Twitch, but I think I don't really have I need to be more organized with my time to invest it on Twitch, because I know
Gotcha.
it's a hard work that you are doing, and that's why I kind of admire you a lot
Oh,
about what you're
thank
doing,
you.
because I know what it's like to try to make a video and talk for hours and hours You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tried to make a video for my YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a script and I'm gonna try to make it all perfect. And I ended up recording. I mean, I started recording at 7 a.m. and I ended
Yeah.
up almost at 3 p.m. 3 a.m. Of the
Oh my
morning.
God. So like 12 hours later?
Yeah, every
Oh
day,
my.
and my voice was like, damn, it was so difficult. I was recording it over and over, over and over again. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I admire a lot the streamers because they have to be like really, really, really fast in their minds to I don't know, to be creative, to say anything that comes out to their mind, and the people who actually the people I don't know, they they have like a special talent to engage with people. I don't know how you
Yeah.
do it. I don't know how other streamers do it, but yeah,
Oh, that's
I
really
wish
cool.
I
I
could.
appreciate that. No, I mean, I've been streaming for about 2 months, like I said, so I'm still learning things. But one thing that I've learned about streaming, you, I mean, you kind of have to have two monitors. I'm not even lying. I'm going to get another monitor and stuff. But there's so many things to keep track of. You know, if you are trying to keep the audience engaged, you have to put your attention on the audience, you know, at certain times or like the right times. And then if you're doing something like how I'm doing, like an interview, you have to be okay with not giving the chat, you know, any attention, and they have to just want to be involved and stuff. So it can
Yeah,
be really difficult on all of the things you got to keep track of, especially like there's some streamers that have like all of these effects that like as soon as they hit a button, like it's a sound effect, and they have so many sounds. I'm just like, where, what, like you got to keep track. It's freaking nuts. And then every time you get an alert, it gives you an alert like somebody followed you, hosted you, rated you. Oh my god, it's a lot. So I appreciate
yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
really cool.
I don't really know how you guys do that live because I
Oh,
don't know, setting up everything in my room is what was like, okay, how to put the lights that go, how to set up everything. It was so difficult. I can't even imagine how it's like to do all that stuff live. You know, that's why I prefer just a personal.
yeah.
That's why I prefer to edit the video, then upload it no live because sometimes I kind of mess up with everything. So that's why. But
Gotcha.
you have like no backup to or no returning back button like for
Yeah.
if you say
That.
something you just say it and you can delete it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But have you ever thought about streaming like your process of making music?
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh,
Honestly, yes, but I actually figured out how to set up everything to make it like really good. You know,
gotcha.
not just
Good.
putting things out for without the necessary quality. You know.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That means you got, you know, high expectations for it, and that's a great freaking idea about it.
Yeah.
Wow, we are doing so well with this interview. This has been awesome. Oh my gosh.
I'm actually talking about the setup stuff. I'm actually just find out that the lighting of this side is showing up in the camera, so I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're good. So the next question is, what advice would you give a new producer, somebody just starting out that wants to make it, you know, whether to your level or bigger than that, you know?
Well, uh, I'm not like that much. I'm not people that can. I'm not that kind of person who always is giving advice to new producers. You know, like I always like recommend some tips to become a better producer, but I think everybody has their own experience.
Yeah.
And but what advice I could give is like don't try to seek labels. Like
Oh.
okay, I gonna make a track to in NCS style, and I gonna make it NCS style. Yeah, NCS style or hexagon style, spinning record style, because I want to get into spinning records or NCS or any label that I wanted to reach.
Yeah.
Don't try to make music for labels. Just make music. Like
Yeah.
labels will reach you, will try to seek you when they find out that you are making different stuff. You know, I remember when Raptors and I made that track, "Seeking Color," and I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
taking control. I mean, I had
Gotcha.
like a mental something, but yeah. When we made that track, we didn't even realize that could even get signed into NCS because it wasn't their style at first, you know.
Yeah.
And whenever the manager sent the track to NCS and they accepted, we were like, "Bro, what's going on? How
Oh
comes
yeah.
they accepted that weird track that doesn't really match to their normal they regular music they upload. It's because
Yeah.
they are always looking for new talents that make different stuff, you know. So
Yeah.
if you are a new producer that wants to get their name outside, just make different stuff. Try to like the people can actually recognize your style in every single thing you do.
Yeah.
Also, another tip I could give is like connect with other producers and
Oh okay.
with other upcoming producers and also bigger producers than you. Sometimes we are afraid, like, okay, I'm a small producer. I cannot try to DM some big producers because
Gotcha.
I'm not and at that point and yet. And it's like we see them like some kind of godly figures, you know. No,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that actually slide into my DMs, like treating me like I'm some kind of god or stuff. I'm still a human, and
Yeah.
the pros are still humans, you know, like you do, and we also have struggles like you do, and we also started like you did, and yeah, one of my best friends was is a actual upcoming producer that slided into my DMs. He didn't have a release, he didn't have a track signed, and he just DM me on Instagram. Then I forward him my WhatsApp number, and we talked for hours. And he's actually my actual friend, and he's
Oh.
doing ratings. He's called Juan de Leyu.
Oh.
He just
Cool.
got a track on Future House Music. We watched his dream label a day ago or something. He's killing it at the moment. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
and I know a lot of producers that actually were totally unknown, and they DM big producers, and they had collaborations that put them in a really good spot. You know, but yeah,
Yeah.
trying to build a community around you with real people is one of the best things you could do. For
Yeah.
example, for myself, I didn't establish a community when I was starting, and I was kind of alone for like 3 to 4 years before starting my Sam Ourt project. That I found out that I have to establish a community, like making friends and that have the same passion, make friends that support my music, but also support them as well. Not just
Yeah.
getting support, but to myself, but also support them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like having family, you know, you never let your family down, you know, like they are having bad situations, you need to be there for them as well as they are for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, having a community, having real established friendship, like talking more than just music, like playing some games together, and yeah, having fun together will make you stand out because eventually they will be big, they will be like label owners, they will be like
Yeah.
playlist owners, and yeah, like that you could like secure your future in
Ew.
somehow, you know.
Yeah, yeah. There are and have been producers that have created their own labels and stuff like that, and have it as their full time job now. So I mean, it is possible for sure.
Yeah, it happened to me, so I'm talking by some kind of
Yeah.
experience, you know. And because yeah, I remember when I started making music that I tried to get involved on the community,
Yeah.
And back then, Mike Williams, the producer that I actually admire a lot, it was a upcoming producer as well, like I was,
Yeah.
and he was like always constantly uploading things and making friends and stuff. And look where he is actually, collaboration with Tiesto, played on Tomorrowland, Ultra Music,
Oh
you know.
wow. That's awesome.
And also Kirby, I don't know if you know Kirby,
It's
C
not ringing about
U R
maybe.
B. Well, is a house music producer as well, who also was in the group chats when I was starting producing music, and yeah,
Yeah.
he always was the kind of the most active person in the group. And yeah, see how where they are actually,
Hell
just
yeah.
because they established a community.
Hell yeah, that's freaking awesome. Oh, he spelled it for me. Kirby. I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out. There are so many producers, so it's like it's hard to keep up. And honestly, it's really hard to remember everybody. But
Yeah,
I do my best. I do my very best.
yeah, I don't,
um,
I don't remember them either, but I have to think about it and look in my brain folder
yeah,
to
my
watch
brain
them.
folder. Yes, I love that. I'm gonna start saying that now. Oh
And
my gosh.
one last advice that I
Yeah.
almost forgot, but I think is the most important. Talking
Ooh.
about I don't know, like marketing wise,
Oh.
is like you need to make the people see you everywhere. I don't know how to. I don't know if I explained that well. For example, you should like if you release a track, don't just okay, I released a track. Just don't make a story out of it. Like, okay, guys, I released a track and stuff. You need to make the people think that is the most important thing that ever happened to you. You know,
Gotcha. I get you.
like, okay, I want to make a story. I'm gonna make a talking a Q&A about the track. I'm gonna make, and you have to let the people see you everywhere. Like, for example, back in days, I created some kind of game with my followers on Instagram that
Oh.
they suggest me to remake tracks of other producers, and I just remake the drop of some kind of some so few producers, and after that I post it on my stories, and I tag the producers on the stories. After that, the producers reposted they remakes in my stories, making their people look into me. And
Yeah.
that day, I ended up having almost 3K per story,
Yeah.
uh, because all the people was like watching me for what I was doing, you know. And
Yeah.
after that, I say to myself, okay, I have all the eyes on me. I mean, just to say like that, I gonna make a remix today, and I'm gonna release it tomorrow because everybody's looking at my stories. Okay, and I make a remix that whole night, and just because I had 3K the last almost 3K the last day. Whenever I posted a new story, the people was okay. What this Sam posted this time is another remake, and
Yeah.
when they opened the story, it was a remix I made that night, you know, and
Yeah.
that was like almost 3K in a day in a remix I did,
Oh.
support by the original artist because it was also in the stories I mentioned it previously, and
Yeah.
they noticed me because a lot of people were tagging into the stories. Hey, some random guy may remake your track, like it sounds the
Yeah.
same, you know. And after that, the next week, I opened a new page for sample packs. This is
Yeah.
what I previously told you, and
Yeah.
I gave away all the LFLPs remakes I did for
Oh
free.
wow. Thank you for the
And,
follow. Yeah.
and in one day, I made 200 followers. You know,
Oh
just with one
wow.
post.
Holy shit. Yeah,
And
holy
after that, I
shit.
released another remix, and that got me interest by other bigger artists than me. And I'm actually collaborating with a lot of people I cannot mention yet because I want to keep it
Keep
until it
it.
goes out.
Gotcha,
just
gotcha.
because just because for because everybody was like posting me in their stories, because one of the process to get this free sample pack was mentioning the page and Sam Ourt in their stories, and eventually a lot of people watch me, and I just released another remix back again, back and forth, the
Yes.
same process. And you see, at that moment, it was like a month ago, you saw every future house channel on YouTube, Twitch, and all those platforms was playing my stuff, and I connected with streamers to react of my remakes I previously did, to react about everything. And I
Yeah.
connected with also music channels of on YouTube that post remakes with over millions of followers, and they
Yeah.
also post it on their channels.
Oh wow.
Like the people was the Sam Moore name was everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
not that they got other bigger producers than me, but
Yeah.
with no budget, just investing time, I made something that could be really bigger. And I'm actually posting something in a couple hours, and I
Yeah.
gonna you will see what I'm talking about.
Okay, gotcha. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because like whenever you're starting to smile about it and stuff like that, like I can see and feel your excitement. Like that's so awesome to be so. That's so exciting. So I'm really happy for you, my dude. Oh my gosh. Hold up, I gotta drink some more water. Mm.
No worries. But yeah, to resume, is don't make music for labels.
Yeah.
Make whatever that comes out to your mind. Number two is establish a community and let the people know that you are important and your music is important. Because if you don't love your music, what makes you feel that any other else will do?
Yeah, that's very true. If you're not passionate about if you can't even listen to your own music, then there might be a little problem. You might
Yeah,
have to go back and, because I mean, the first person that has to jam to it or be able to jam to it is you. I mean, in my
yeah.
opinion, exactly. So, D next, I have to keep track because I don't know where we're at, but we're good. Okay, so who has helped you, whether it be in the industry or your family, either way, but who has helped you become the best producer possible? Like taught you so much.
I wouldn't like to mention just one person, because there is a lot of persons that help out in my career. But I'm gonna mention the main ones. I remember a guy called Marco Kante, which was he was a really good friend of mine. It is actually a really good friend of mine. He's a German label owner who was the first one who wanted to release a track of mine. He
Yeah.
had a new label and stuff, and he told me, "Hey Sam, you want to be the first one releasing in my label? I will make a promo campaign and stuff. I will look at it on Spotify." And I was like, "Hey, yeah, I want to do that." And
Yeah.
he supported me like no one did at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it wasn't for him, I'm not really sure if I could gain the all the contacts I made in that moment. Yeah, like YouTube channel contacts and stuff,
Yeah.
and also label contacts. I think them. He is one of the main ones, like the OGs.
Yeah. For sure. That's
Uh,
awesome.
Also, I have a friend called Polare, who is also a producer. That was the
Okay.
first ever fan I have, actually.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like sneaking into my SoundCloud stats, just because I was a little bit curious. Who was the person who listened to my music the most,
Yeah.
as for like all time, and he was the first with over 2K plays
Oh
in
wow.
overall, in all the tracks I've been releasing. and
Oh
I
my.
and, and I just have in my personal profile like I don't know like 10 tracks or something, and he was one of 2 cases of those tracks was only him, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, how did that when you saw that for the very first time, were you just surprised?
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I really thought when I sent a track to him, he just listened and he was like, "Hey, I like it, Sam." Yeah, yeah. But after seeing that he was like playing over and over again, it was like, bro, this guy deserves everything.
Oh hell
I
yeah.
can never say no to this guy.
Oh, that's so freaking nice. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome as hell, my dude. That's really
But
awesome.
yeah, and yeah, our family and everything also are the base of my project,
Gotcha.
because without them I couldn't have my first computer that it wasn't a new computer, it was like a really old one. But the fact that they provided to me to use it for music, it was like something I won't ever forget, because
Yeah.
out of it I could work and buy a better one, and then a better one, just
Yeah.
because of that. Without that, I don't see where I will be right
True.
now.
That's
You
a
know,
good point. That's a good point. Did they give it to you on like a birthday, on a holiday or anything? When did they surprise you with it?
no, they gave it to me when I asked them for that year
Oh,
before
okay.
giving up. You know,
Gotcha, gotcha. Oh my
before
gosh.
that, I used to produce in my house. We used to have like a public computer for everyone, you
Oh,
know, like one
gotcha.
computer, and everybody who needs to work and stuff use it, back in the days. And
Yeah.
that laptop they broke me was like in a hidden place somehow, because they use it for other reasons,
Yeah.
but they gave it to me to use it personally to make the music, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really
So
freaking awesome.
that's something I will never forget, you know.
Of course, of course. It's awesome to remember because, like, you never, no matter how big you get, you don't want to forget where you came from. And I know that sounds really cheesy and corny, but it's very true. It's always nice to reminisce about those moments,
Yeah, for
Mm.
real.
Oh
And
my gosh.
sometimes we credit people that doesn't even know us, when our parents and our family or siblings also are close to us, you know, like supporting every day, like giving us internet, giving us a place to sleep. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
there is a lot of persons that needs struggle with, because they can afford like a place to stay or something. They have to work even harder. And even I wasn't the richest person alive, I have the necessary to become what I actually am, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. Fuck yeah, you're extremely inspiring. And I know that this interview is going to help many, many, many producers in the future. So I'm very excited. Oh my God, that's so awesome. I love how inspiring you are about that, for sure. Because coming from where you've came from, it's very, very empowering. So the next question is, do you believe that you have to go to music school to be able to produce? Do you believe school in general, like, do you have to?
Honestly, yes, as I
Oh,
previously told, because I mean, not music production in a specific term. The music in general should be something that you need to invest time in,
yeah,
like, because there is a lot more than just knowing how to use the interface of your DAW, you know,
yeah,
like whatever program you use, you need to know music theory. You need to know what are the things that can came up together and sounds good, you know, because sometimes people are really talented, but they have struggles with making melodies, with making ideas, with making stuff. And I think the people who has knowledge in the music, the theory, I mean, or
Hmm.
even if you train your ears for knowing what sounds good together, what notes are correctly matched with each other, it could give you like it could place you in a different place, you know.
Yeah. No.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I say that knowing, having other knowledge in the music could give you like a step up in difference you between other producers that doesn't really know that, you know, because if you
Yeah.
come out with some sick melodies, you can finish your tracks even faster because you actually know what you are doing, and you actually know that it's going to sound good because you train your ears and you train
Yeah.
yourselves to have that knowledge, you know. And
Yeah.
also knowing how to play any instruments. No
Yeah.
matter what instrument you play, but any instrument, even I don't know how to say it in English, but like the triangle, you know, like
Oh yeah.
even knowing how to play the triangle will give you something else in your productions because you will know how to place the percussions and stuff, you know. You can
Yeah.
always take the best of whatever you can for making music, you know.
Yeah, no, I love that. When I was in middle school and in high school, I played trombone, and so I haven't really tried to relearn it yet. I'm gonna have to work on that. But when I do start producing, I thought that would be a cool track with the trombone. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah, for
you,
sure.
so you're
The
right with
trombone
the
is
different.
actually the trombone is actually like a trend actually in at the
Ooh.
moment. So if you're fast, you could make a net hit, you know.
Yeah, that would be so cool. But yeah, it was just an idea that I came up with one day. Somebody said it in the track or something like that, and I was like, that would be so cool. But yeah, what advice would you give? Because there are a lot of producers such as this, that just can't find the patience to learn the basics. What, and because they're so determined to just learn it on their own, and but I think it's just going to be a harder road doing it that way instead of just learning the basics. But what do you say to people that make music such as that?
Like organically that wants to
Yeah.
get into the production.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing but backwards. Focus on learning the interface of the program you are using.
Oh
Wherever
yeah.
you learn where everything is, the workflow will be easier for you, you know.
That's
Like
yeah.
some people think that knowing what how everything works and what not is for, you know, it's not important because no, it doesn't really matter, I will use just two plugins. But you can actually do a lot of stuff with the DAW because it's designed for that. It's designed for you to know what is everything for, you know, because if you know more, you can do more.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like streaming, you know. If you didn't know how to even make a video for Twitch, you could just go to Twitch and where is the upload button, you know, where's the upload?
Yeah.
How can I make the overlays and stuff? How can I make everything fit together?
Yeah.
And you had to learn that, you know,
Yeah,
like
for
that,
sure.
to learn how to use the Discord, figured out that was the best way to make everything look more like more organized and stuff. And
Yeah.
that whole have they own science, you know, that you need
Yeah.
to learn.
Very
After
true.
you learn the most you learn, the best you can provide, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
That's
that's the advice I could give to the people who wants to get into the music production, the most.
yes. I freaking love that. No, but yeah, I'm still learning what you said, like how to make everything fit, making a layout. I actually had somebody make a layout for me because they were just so kind about it. So it's very freaking hard. And even now, I still don't know all the damn buttons. There's so many buttons in OBS. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what? But oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We're on the next page. We're on the last page, which is
Oh.
nuts. Yeah, there's a whole there's another page. Because I didn't really know, and I think all the questions for every producer, they are all going to be different, because
Yeah, I
everybody's
understand
so
that.
different. And but I'm trying to make it 2 pages at least for each producer, because some producers answer quickly, some producers talk more. It just depends. But I have
All
found
right.
this to be a good balance in between.
Thanks so
um,
much for that.
yeah, you're so fucking welcome, my dude. I thank you. Thank you for wanting to do this with me. It's freaking awesome. I'm learning so much. I'm sorry, I'm getting so excited because I'm learning so much because there's so much that you've mentioned. So the next question is, what is the best way to get signed in your opinion?
To get signed in a label,
Yeah.
I think as I previously say, first of all, try to make a perfect track. I mean, don't really send unfinished stuff to labels because sometimes I gonna talk about mailing after, but I think the first point you should focus on is make a perfect track, make a track that like uh, at the end, which sometimes doesn't really like to. I mean, so I'm just confusing in my mouth. I think it the thing in Spanish and trying to say it in English, but
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
gonna calm down and refresh my mind. Okay,
Ooh.
sometimes we don't really want to make like generic stuff like okay I don't want to do this because this is gonna sound like any label. I want to be original. I don't really care about mixing or mastering because I want to be different. I want to be the mixed and mastering first producer ever to get signed on a label, but it doesn't work like that. You need to know what a label wants. You need to make something different, of course, but trying to keep the standards of the essentials of a label track.
Yeah.
Like never send unfinished track, never send a track that is shorter than 1 minute.
Oh.
Some basics. There's a lot of label standards that you should know easy as listening to at least 10 tracks of the label you want to send a demo and figure it out if it fits. Sometimes, at least with NCS, when we decided to send the demo to them, we send it just because the fact they are always looking for new stuff. Even
Yeah.
their tracks doesn't really sounded like the one we sent. uh, we noticed that they are always looking for creative things. This
Gotcha.
is different. It doesn't sound the same, but it could have a chance just because the fact it doesn't sound like any other track of them, and they are
Yeah.
always looking for new stuff. So that's why we keep the standards of the label. Needs to be clean. Needs to have a vocal. Needs to some things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that they like after all, and also with my other tracks I do the same. I listen to after when I want to send it to a label that fits in that match. I firstly create a track that doesn't stick to any label, but having the basic standards of a house track in my case.
Yeah.
And then I look for the labels and that really think it fits the most. You know,
Gotcha.
After that, the people should learn how to write mail. Mailing is one of the most important things for a producer because sometimes we are like a little bit harsh, and
Oh.
that things could make the labels reject us first. You know,
Yeah.
because it's like you have just one you just want first impression, you know.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the same if let's say if I made you in person and I have a bad behavior with you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the first impression you have of me, you know. And the next
Yeah.
time you see me, it will be okay. This guy again that had a really bad behavior. You will be nice to me because we have to be nice, you know.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like, okay, let's see what he wants this time.
Yeah.
So that's that the same with a label. The label, you have like one first impression, and you have to look good, even if the track is not good enough for them, or it doesn't fit. The the way you write them, it could make you stand out from the people who write them in a wrong way. You know, they will
True.
the reply will be the same, of course, but behind that, there's a lot of people working who have hearts, who have like, okay, let's see what this guy have. It's a good track, but not doesn't fit yet. Okay, we are going to say to them, okay, it doesn't really fit, but you can still sending us more demos. Keep sending us your music. Keep sending us your music. We want to know a little bit more about you
Yeah.
because you brought them in a right way, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
that.
What do they reply to you quickly, or does it
Mm,
just depend?
Sometimes labels can take over 3 months. For in my case, some labels took 3 months, 3 months
Yeah.
without getting a reply. So patience sometimes is one of the biggest struggles for coming producers.
Yeah.
Like, if you have the opportunity to send a demo to a big label, uh, just wait, just wait, because sometimes I did that in the past. Sorry, I did in the past. I sent a demo to a label, and the label 3 months after replied me, and I signed that track in another label just because I didn't wait for it, you know.
Yeah. 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 That's
And I was
I
like, bro, why I didn't wait a little longer? Why I need to be so impatient? And I feel
yeah.
bad at the end, but after all, I figured out I had to be patient. The same thing is when you collaborate with a bigger producer than you. Sometimes they can just disappear for an entire month or an entire week or for an
Oh.
entire day. They are not going to reply you because they are really busy.
Yeah.
And sometimes we are like, hey, bro, why are you not replying to me? Please give me so advance in the track that I sent you previously. And sometimes they are going to reject, you know, and that
Yeah.
happens to me. But being patient, being like nice to them, like, okay, take your time, don't worry at all, and focus on other projects. Me
Yeah.
in the meanwhile, it's the best thing you can do, because sometimes uh, we are collaborating with someone and it's like every day writing us, hey bro, you working on a track, send me a track, send me a track, send me a track. It's like, bro, I honestly don't think I want to keep working on this project because it seems like that happened to me. It seems like you
yeah.
are very on you are putting me like under pressure, and I want to be like really, when I have the inspiration to work on it, I don't want to pressure myself, you know.
Yeah.
And if you are really like rushed to put that track out, it's okay if you want to finish yourself. And I ended up not having that big collaboration just for being impatient, you know.
Oh wow. Wow. Patience is a very, very hard skill to learn. I'm even in the process of learning patience, but it's hard. I mean, even if you bring it all the way down to just living in the moment, being grateful for everything that's happened right now. It's
Yeah,
ridiculously hard. It's so hard. So I can't even
yeah,
imagine for a producer such as yourself to be so excited about a track. You know what I mean? You're passionate about it. You know it's gonna get signed, blah blah blah, and then you end up making it worse because of what you said. So it's just
yeah.
that's like insane.
It
Freaking
happens
oh.
so much. You just have to put the finger in your mouth and don't talk anything like this. I won't say anything.
Yeah, and then they might think about it. But yeah, no, I get you for sure. Oh my gosh. That's fucking nuts. So the next question is, where do you see your music in the future? Where do you want to go? I mean, what's the big idea over here?
Well, I see myself in the as I see myself in the future is the question, or my music
Yeah,
overall.
your music. Well, your music in the future. You know, like
Yeah.
where do you see it going?
Well, I think in the path I'm actually seeking, or the path I'm actually having, I would like to see. I don't see if I see myself because the life always make go around, make
Changes and yeah,
always change.
yeah,
And yeah, that's why I think being humble will open you all the doors that are in front of you. So I would like to see my music being like recognized by every single person I I know, like being important internationally. Like I don't know, let's
gotcha.
say winning a Grammy because of my music or something
Yeah,
like that. Like make something different and make the people like it. Like
yeah,
become some kind of trend, like Skrillex or Diplo, that they make styles that eventually become really popular and the people just start recreating and became the mainstream stuff in that moment.
hmm,
That's basically how what I want to be, like being remembered for
yeah,
creating something that the people just try to recreate it because it becomes so popular that nobody can say no to recreate something like that.
yeah.
I
That's
see. I
very
see.
true.
Like it's very basic like that. Some people like. I will also say like make a really comfortable living out of music, like
Gotcha.
not like having other side jobs to
Okay.
have a like a lot like have any other profits in my life. Obviously, as I said previously, you need to be like having a lot of options and all a lot of earnings in different multiple things. But I
Yeah.
would like to just focus on making music and yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
I honestly don't see myself like playing in big events or things like that because it's kind of no my thing. I like to go to those kind of events like DJ and stuff, but just to sit, not to play by myself because
Yeah.
I'm really like a really I'm really like a calm person that doesn't really like that big stuff. Obviously, I
Gotcha.
want to be recognized and stuff, but I will be totally okay if my productions and music become enough to make myself recognized inside, more inside the industry than outside. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Benny Blanco. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of him.
He produced music by Katy Perry, Rihanna, Beyonce, and the people didn't even realize who he was. He's not
Yeah.
even 40 years old, and he became like one of the most successful producers of the era just because his productions. I
True.
want to be I want to be some kind of that in that path,
Yeah.
like in the backstage, but also having recognition for the work I do.
Oh, I love that. That's really awesome because you are completely right. Like a lot of people don't even notice the producers, which is also another reason of why I like me and Giorgity are doing this is that like hey, like yeah, like vocals are great and we love vocals. Vocals are beautiful and melodies and stuff and the main stuff. But a lot of people don't even listen, like actually listen to the song and really realize that, what people are mostly fucking with and really liking is the background and is all the producing that went into it and stuff. I know 110% that when I started meeting producers on Twitch and I started recognizing a lot of that stuff, I enjoyed the music 10 times more 10 times more because I was actually listening to like the background and listening to the drums and listening to whatever and different drops happening, you know, because I mean that's a lot of work. A lot of people aren't able to say that, oh, I could do that, that's easy, oh, I could do that. But you know, so I think this is a really great way to bring attention to all the work that, you know, producers like you put into it, because that's
Yeah.
it's insane. They're just
Yeah, just having a play in the background.
yeah, they do
Some
that.
resting.
Yeah, they're such there can be some bitches for sure. Oh my gosh.
But
Um
yeah,
yeah, so though this is an interesting question. This is an interesting question because of your answer that you just said. So when is the points in time that you believe that you have made it as a producer, like made it, you know, like is it a certain number of viewers or followers, is it a certain amount of money you're making, is it a certain, you know?
I think whenever I remember when I made my life project, I mean, like wrote it into a paper. Uh, I remember that my success indicator in my work was having, as I previously told, like having been recognized as like bringing a legacy with my
Yeah,
music.
gotcha,
That will be the first thing that could make me think I'm almost there. The next
gotcha.
thing will be collaborating at least with a big artist that I never thought I will be able to collaborate, like let's say Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Bruno Mars.
Gotcha.
Like
Gotcha.
not just inside of the EDM music, but outside as well. You know,
Gotcha.
being
Gotcha.
able to produce to a big artist out there, and also I wrote down like having uh, making a soundtrack for a successful movie, a movie that
Oh,
becomes successful, at least having a soundtrack that can be played on a movie.
that's a really
And
cool
yeah,
one. That one's really fucking cool. I've never heard somebody say that before, so that's really dope. Oh my gosh, what kind of movie? Like what? Like a genre? Like a horror movie or something?
I would say like those kind of mainstream superheroes movie like Marvel
Oh.
or Fast and Furious brand, you know.
Ooh, that would be cool. I think you could make such a dope track to like a Fast and Furious type of movie. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. I would be the first one to be there. I'll comment on that bitch. Well, fucking, that's awesome. Those are some really good goals as well, and they're different
And yeah,
goals as well.
I think that the main, but not, last but not least,
Yeah.
is having like successful publishing,
Oh,
like being able to support other producers like Don Diablo, like Martin Garrix with the Stampede Records, you know,
gotcha. What do
being
you mean
able
by
to
support? Yeah.
like sign other artists to make
Oh,
them reach the goals they're seeking, you know.
gotcha.
But not only being like a normal label or a regular management team,
Yeah.
uh, helps the producers to being successful not only in music but in life, you know, like
Yeah.
mentally wise, bringing them to a really good mindset, because sometimes the industry could be traumatic for some people, you know.
Yeah.
The most successful people can relate that at some point of their career they have a really bad experience with the industry, the pressure, the
Yeah.
abuse, you know, the bad things in the background are a real thing, you know, and a
Yeah.
lot of people has been suffering a lot out of this. So I want to bring something different to, I don't know, to be the change I would like to see, you know. Sometimes
Yeah.
we wanna see, okay, I wanna see the change, I wanna see someone doing the change, but we should just go and work for it by ourselves, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
We don't
it's
need
gonna
to
be way more
we don't really need
rewarding.
to wait. It won't we don't really need to wait for others to do what we want to see, you know. We can just go for it and see what happens, you know.
Yeah, and if you fail, get back up. Let's do it again, you know? That's the whole idea of just working for it because when you work for something such as that, it be, you know, being a label and doing all of those things, you appreciate it so much more. So much more because you worked for it. So yeah, it's hard, but it's supposed to be hard. And nobody told you, and whoever told you that it was going to be easy, I'm going to break something to you, they were lying. It's not easy. You gotta
Yeah.
fucking do something about it for sure. So that's fucking sick. I
So
love
yeah,
that.
that things, I could say that are my success indicators in the music industry, just in that part of my life, you know.
Gotcha.
Because the life is kind of split in a lot of parts, like education, family, friends, relationships, work, personal life. And in
Yeah.
my work, I will say those will be like my successful indicators, just to say like that.
Yeah, no, I love that. Well, you were just talking about mental health. Um, how do you deal with your mental health? Because, like, as you said, it's hard for everybody. So, what do you do personally for it?
Well, I'm actually, as I say, a while ago, I mean, I normally go to therapy, like to talk with a
Oh, yeah, yeah,
professional
yeah, yeah.
psychologist. I have my personal psychologist since I am like 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
And whenever I think I need to go, oh, and whether I don't need to go, like whenever I feel good, I always go because some people think that going to the psychologist and the therapy is because you are a crazy person, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But the people think no, the people just go to the psychologist because they are crazy, they have some mental issues. But the people who actually goes to the psychologist is the people who has problems. They want to know how to deal with it, you know.
yeah,
I have problems with you. I can imagine that you also have your own problems in life that you
yeah.
always not gonna mention in right now.
Mm,
But we just need to know how to face them, you know. life is
exactly.
going to Life is going to move on, and it's going to be really nice at some points, but at some points it can try to set us down, you know, like, just to say like that. We just need to be ready to the problems that to the upcoming problems. That's why I think the therapy and going to a specialist, not the people think, no, I have a really good friend of mine who always listen to me and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
That's a really good team. You should do that as well, but getting a professional help
yeah,
is the best thing you can do, because they are actually giving you advice based on the in your human being, you know, like scientific facts that going to help you even way more, you know. That's just
yeah.
having a good friend advisor, just to say like that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love that. And you are completely right. Is there anything out of that? Like, do you work out? Do you like play
Oh yes, yes.
sports?
I thought you were
Yeah.
asking like, yes,
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
I've been like not working out as I used to in the past. That's why I gained some some
Yeah.
weight in the
Yeah.
quarantine. But yeah, not when you think you are depressed or when you think you are down, don't stay it's inside your house. I
Yeah.
mean, there is quarantine, there is the pandemic going on, but don't keep don't stay inside your room all day long, because that will be like a like a fire. It
Yeah.
start with a little spark, and if you stay all day long sleeping and crying, sleeping and crying, it will be like a total mess at the end.
Hmm.
Go out of your room, talk to other person, watch some movies, play some games with friends and talk to them via Discord. That
Yeah.
will be really helpful. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that things I think they are the ones that kind of saved my life,
Yeah.
of not being really, I don't know, like defeated person, like someone that thinks that lost everything in life and don't have motivation. I could
Yeah.
be that if I didn't do what I actually did.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it's the same thing for your mental health. You have to put in the work just as much for your mental health as much as you do for your music, you know? You have to find that balance. That way, first off, you don't lose your shit and go crazy and, be sad and all that stuff. And second, because I mean, how are you going to get anything done the way you want to actually get it done if you don't even work for it? Exactly. Like, put in the time for your mental health. That's very important. I agree. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So, wait.
Also
What?
get surround yourself with people who is actually really that you actually think they are really success,
Yeah.
because you are gonna be what you surround with. If you
Very
surround
true.
with a lot of people with
Yeah.
bad vibes every single time, you're gonna be in that mood at some point in your life.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you surround yourself with crazy people who's always like, "No, let's go. I had a bad day, but I gonna keep getting the ice." Just you know,
Yeah.
uh, I'm talking like American right now. Just
Okay.
yeah, uh, just go for it. Yeah, that will I don't know, like infect yourself with good vibes is the best thing you can do for yourself.
Exactly. I agree with you
I don't know if
110%.
that's the best word I could use, that infect, talking with all this
In
pandemic stuff.
wait, what was the word?
Infect yourself, like
Oh,
infection.
infect yourself.
No, I think it's a bad word to use to match with that kind of stuff. But yeah,
Oh,
anyway.
okay. Okay. I apologize. Oh my gosh. So, what about instruments? Do you play a lot of different instruments or a specific one?
Yeah, uh, I play over more than seven.
Oh
Well, at
wow. Holy
least
shit.
six, like really good, like three or four, but the rest of like just play them by ears, because my parents they are musicians as well. They have their university careers, obviously, but they started. I don't know. They both are musicians, and I don't know. I think I was born with that kind of ear that makes me like really easier to learn any instrument that you put in front of me. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I think I maybe fell uh, when I was a kid, and that made me be more capable to understand or to figure it out what's going on in an instrument. But
Gosh.
yeah,
Do you have a
I
favorite one?
yeah the actually that I play the most is the guitar.
Oh
But I actually study in a kind of conservatory. I don't know if it's the same word in English. You know what a conservatory is like?
Oh yes, yeah.
Like
I've heard of one.
orchestral thing. I studied for being a jazz drummer
Oh.
when I
Ooh.
was 8 years old. I remember, but I just
Yes.
dropped it out because the class were like too late, and I was like really tired after school, and going and other school to learn was like too much to deal for me when I was 8.
Yeah.
And I also like to play sports, and that made me unable because after class I had to go to the music class, and I wanted to be at that moment I wanted to be an NBA player.
Oh my gosh.
I was
That's so
pursuing
funny.
that dream before the music, but I end
Yeah.
up just focusing in the music.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
gosh. Oh my god. How tall are you?
no, I'm not that tall, to be honest. because of my genetics. But I'm actually how to say in English like 5.8.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm 5'0", so like -8. That's how tall I am. So to me, you're pretty tall.
Uh, well,
Yeah, that's so funny. I love that. Oh my gosh. What about what the freak? Hold on. Sorry. I'm always. So, do you want to talk about? You said as well that you're engaged. That's a big deal. How long have you been getting engaged?
no, I have a couple months now.
Oh,
It doesn't really make a year. And yeah, it was a really it was a really crazy, but I think the best decision I ever made in my life. Because yes, I
oh.
thought I found the perfect person in life, and I didn't really want to let it go. You know
Yeah,
when you
that's
find
awesome.
someone that you think that is the person that you're never going to find. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, and she's different. She's like those TikTok videos, like she's built different.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. What
uh,
about kids? Do you want kids one day?
yeah, I would love to have kids, obviously, but
Oh,
not at the moment, because
yeah.
I still really young, and I want to establish myself a little bit more to make them have the best life I could provide to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Emma.
bring them a really
Sorry.
good legacy. But I have the plans to get like the wedding day the next year, in the middle of the next year,
Ooh.
because actually I'm finishing the university. I'm almost finishing, so that's we established that term to get married,
Yeah.
because I need
Thank
to
you.
focus on that.
Yeah, exactly. It is. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, my dude. I'm JD. This is Sam Ourt here, the a freaking awesome producer. But yeah, so wait. Have you guys decided if it's gonna be a big wedding? Is it gonna be small?
No, it needs to be small due to the situation of our country, and the war overall. We doesn't want to be like really bad persons making big stuff with all the people facing bad situation in his life. Like I have known people that actually died of coronavirus and stuff.
Oh
So I don't
wow.
really be like cocky with that situation. So to respect them, we decided to make a small wedding. And after
Oh.
that, if the things go better, we are going to make something even bigger. But just I gonna keep that for now, just to see how the things go, not
Gotcha.
pressuring myself.
Gotcha. No, that's awesome. That's like a really big deal, and I'm really, really happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Oh my. Hi, thank you for the follow, Hoed Official. I appreciate that. I'm JD. This is Sam Oort, a great producer. We are about to listen to a track he's coming out with, but before that, we have a few questions left. I can't believe we're almost done. That's insane. It didn't even feel that long at all, but I think it's
Yeah,
been
we
like
have almost
almost.
like 2 hours talking.
Yeah, yeah, but it doesn't even feel. I feel like we've been talking for what, like 30 minutes to an hour. Like that's freaking crazy. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
likewise. I hope the audience is feeling like that as well.
Hell yeah. So, what about oh my gosh, what does that say? Sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. It's terrible. Um, what is
Likewise.
some what is something that you're not good at all, but you wish that you could be better?
I think cooking, like making food.
Oh my gosh,
I've
really?
been I've been I've been a huge fan of Food Network and Bobby Play stuff
Oh
since
hell
I'm a
yeah.
kid. And yeah, I'm in love with that. And also my grandfather was a really recognized chef here in Venezuela.
Oh wow.
He worked in hotels and stuff. And I don't know. I don't think I have that talent in me, but I almost. I mean, just to let you know how bad I am. I almost roast or get burned the water. You know,
Yeah.
I can't even make boiled water because it just disappeared.
What? How do you make a pot of water disappear? How does that even happen? Oh my,
I don't know,
oh
but yeah,
my god. No, that's funny. What
I've been watching
about
a lot of tutorials,
yeah.
but it's not working for me. I think I need to see everything in real lifetime and repeat the same thing just to let it work. But I don't know. I've been trying for a lot of time and not having success, but I wish I could.
No, that would be cool. What okay, what about music wise? Music production wise? What are you not good at and that you can admit that you are definitely trying to get better at?
I think I'm really bad making trap beats. Like you
Oh.
know that the like lead palm type of track, like with a really loud bass, like bum
Oh,
bum. I think I
gotcha.
really I think I'm really bad at doing that because it's totally different. It's a totally different structure that I've been trying to figure it out for a while, but it sounds good, but not as I would like to. And no, it doesn't matter how many times I I try. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like I wish it sounds,
Well, at least you try to make trap beats still, even though you know you're not like that great at it, but that's still really awesome. I hope that, one day you're going to come out with a trap beat that's going to be so insane and it's going to wow everybody. And then that's going to be a big moment for you. I can see it. I
Yeah.
can see
That's one of
it.
my little goals in life.
Fuck yeah.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you have a new song coming out, correct?
yeah.
Oh, do you want to
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about it before we play it?
Well, it was a track I made with my boy Triple M, the Triple M, which is
Okay.
also a really well known producer out there. Is one of the person I admire the most, and having the opportunity to collab with him for a second, for twice, I mean, it makes me even more humble to have that opportunity. But yeah, it was signed by Fede Legrand, which is a really big producer
Ooh.
on Cloud Nine uh, and Dark Light Recordings. I don't know if you have seen that TikTok trend.
Oh my
Uh,
god, TikTok. I don't even keep up with TikTok that much. TikTok is like I mean honestly, I just think of TikTok as a joke. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know,
understand.
but yeah.
But yeah, most of the tramps become TikTok trends because they have like a
Oh,
really powerful fan base in that platform. So that's why
yeah.
I'm really pumped to see what's it's going to be with this track. I hope it
Yeah.
match with the dancers and stuff. I don't even into TikTok as well,
Yeah.
likewise. But yeah, I'm really excited. I don't I can't even tell a date yet, but I could say like in a couple like less than 2 months. I will say.
Yeah.
I hope it comes earlier, but at the moment that is the information I could provide because I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hide something. The fact is that I don't
Yeah.
even know.
No, you're good. I totally get you. I have.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can actually say the name of the track because
Okay, yeah, no
uh,
problem. It is Sam Ourt and Triple M Darkness, Dark Light Recordings.
you can
Don't,
listen. Why not?
I have a feeling I'm gonna like it.
Darkness is caving in. There's no way we're saving this. I think that we're going down. The darkness is caving in. There's no way we're saving this. I think that we're going down. we're going.
Ooh! Hey! Ooh, that was nice. That was nice. What? That was wow. Okay, I first want to say I like that little like laser pew pew noise that you put in there as well. I was like, that's cool as
Mhm.
fuck. And then I like the I don't know what if it sounds like a Glock block or like something like banging, and then you have like a bum bum, and then you freaking do it again, bro. I thought that was absolutely wonderful. I love that. I thought that was
Yeah, I
dope.
started
That would go
thinking whenever
great.
it comes that dun 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 dun.
Yes, I
Thanks so
love
much. Thanks so
that.
much.
You're
It's really
so freaking
motivational.
welcome. That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad that I can motivate anybody. So that means a lot. That. Sorry, I'm getting really excited because like that makes me just want to go get in my car, play this shit in my car, and we just go crazy. You know what I mean? I just, oh my
Yeah, yeah.
god. It was really nice. I love the vibes to it. And the best part about it, I have to like put a freaking cherry on top, is that it is so different. You know, I can't compare that to anybody else. And I absolutely love that. I love that in music the most. I feel like that's my number one thing with music is I want to be able to know that it's Sam Ourt, you know, playing. And wow, wow. Very,
Thanks so much for those words. It really means a lot,
you're so
honestly.
freaking welcome. So now, if Giorvity, if there were any audience questions, we're gonna take a few moments for that. That way I can see it in the chat. If anybody has any questions, if anybody has any comments about the music that was just playing, feel free now. Some questions asked at the start of the stream. Prime Prime Gaming one Blair one. What are your favorite FX plugins? Water Beld.
I think the wearable thing is another question because I know wearable. I think wearable. Okay.
I
Uh,
got how do you? I'm so sorry.
no,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
because
no worries.
I thought that was
I
the
will say
question.
my,
Yeah,
my
it says.
favorite effort. So sorry. What did you say?
No, I'm
Sorry.
so sorry. How do you do those pitched up things on your latest songs?
Yeah. Well, the first question of Blair is my favorite plugins. I will FX plugins are Maximus is my favorite compressor because it makes my tracks go brum brum in one touch. You know,
Yeah.
it's like just one button and they go like really wide sound. But I think yeah, for compressing, I think Maximus is the OG. The next one I will say that I don't that I never make a track without it is Valhalla Room because I think it's the best reverb out there. I know there's a lot of opinions about reverbs and stuff, but for personally, I love uh, making reverb with Valhalla Room and automate it because automations will make your sound step up. But we can make another stream about music production.
Oh my
uh,
gosh, I
and
didn't
yeah,
read
the next the the
what.
tier the tier one, but not less important. I think is Soothe. I recently discovered that plugin and made your sound like a little bit distort, but not too much. It's like a pleasant distortion in your ears. I used it in my track with my remix for Justin Bieber with Made.
Oh
with
wow.
Maeve I've made. And yeah, you can actually, if you listen to it, to people who ask, if you listen to it, it sounds like a little bit harsh, but pleasant at the same time. I don't know
Eh,
how to describe it in a better way than that. But yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of my three plugins that I always use in my tracks.
Love
The next
that. Love
question
that.
about
The
of
next
what about
question.
that?
Oh wait, are you
Okay.
reading it too? Are you on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
actually opening
Then
my.
that's yeah. You're good. Then you can read it. You can read it out loud. I didn't know that you had it up. I was like kind of confused, but you're good. You can read it.
Yeah. So what about asking how do you do those pitch up things in your lesson songs? I don't know which exactly pitch ups do you mean, but if you are talking about the synth, I pitch up in seeking colors that basically are the normal picture of the plugin. I just automate it and create like a wave in the automation going down, and then I put again in the middle, so the melody get distorted in a pitch wise at some point, but after that it comes like normal again. You know,
Yeah. That's
that's
freaking cool.
basically it. Just automations. It's not a big deal whenever you find out, but it could step up your productions because I don't know. It's like interesting to the listener, like having some difference between. Do you remember the track you listened the first, "Seeking Colors"?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
I
that
love that.
in the drop it has in the part B of the drop is like pum 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 da dun da dun dun da dun 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 dun. That's the part without pitch, but then it comes out with the pitching down. Ba-da-bum, ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Like if it were,
Oh.
like if it was drunk or something.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it. Like it make it sound a little bit drunk, like going
Yeah.
up and down, make it more interesting. And you don't even need to make a really complex melody, just adding those pitch ups and down, you know, because it's the same melody, just come up and down, and it's like making another pattern of melody, like in a really easier and fast way.
Yeah. No, fuck.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit. I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna do my best to remember all of this for when I start. But yeah, no, I get you. Were there any more questions?
Yeah, I think this question is made by joke because I know the person who write it. How are you so famous? Well, I don't consider myself like a famous person. Um, just a normal guy that had been appeared on big labels, and that's why the people can recognize my name. But as I still being like really unknown as I really want to be, that's
Yeah.
my goal is being like more even more recognized, but I'm really grateful for what I actually have,
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
just to
That,
make
I,
just to
yeah.
make just to give a serious reply to this kind of jokey question.
I thought that was really cool that someone, cause yeah, the Blair came in here and was like, I'm a big fan. So I was like, that's really fucking cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good friend of mine as well. Was one of the first person that ever supported me, uh,
Oh.
and also he has releases on Hexagon and stuff, so he is also uh, as famous as me.
Oh fuck yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we have other questions right here. What is your
Oh.
dream label to be on, and would you like to be able to be in a position to be an independent for labels, like being able to do great self releases? Well, my dream. Let's split them all. The first one was my dream label to be on. I think I actually are in my dream label. Like since I was a kid, I wanted to be on Hexagon, and I think I
Oh.
I, I I actually achieved that one. But my next goals are actually selected, which is a deep house label. Next up, Monster Cat, which I consider that is the label that has the most fresh and unique artists,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, but not to label a label, just to say it like that. But I think whenever I reach Monster Cat, I will think that the people will start considering myself like a really unique producer. That's why I'm trying to set up everything from the darkness, which is actually my first ever release that I consider the most unique. That doesn't sound the same from any other track I
Yeah.
ever released. It's like it has the same vibe of the my NCS release, but it's not the same because the only thing that makes them alike is they are in triplets. It's no four times like dun, dun. It's like dun 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 dun. Dun.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes them similar, but melodical and the rest wise is not the same. But yeah,
Gotcha.
that's my reply to the question.
Hell yeah.
Selected and Monster Cat.
Fuck yeah.
And will you be able to be independent for labels? Well, actually, I have other side projects where I'm actually independent from labels. I have a lo-fi project, which is it was kind of successful because I started another one with a different goal or a different vision, just to say it like that. And let's see how it goes. The last one was like really good. It has support by Shield Cow. I don't know if you know what is that channel.
I have
Lo-Fi Girl,
not.
the channel that is a 24-hour radio that
Oh
has a
my
girl
god.
writing down in the book and beats everything. You know what the
Oh.
channel is?
Yeah, I haven't heard of it, but that sounds insane. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I gotta check it out.
I appear on that channel a few times with my lo-fi project, but let's see how it goes with my upcoming lo-fi project that is coming actually in the 22nd of this month.
Oh, okay.
I made an album of lo-fi. Let's see how it goes. But
Ooh,
I'm
that's
actually
exciting.
really quiet about that project because I I had the plan to keep it in secret like unknown project, but I actually just told it to the audience and yeah,
Hey,
whatever.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's so excited. I'm like really freaking excited, especially after I meet a producer. It's totally different because then you feel a type of connection that's a lot different. So I mean, do you think producers have to stay interactive with their followers to keep them, or what is your opinion on it?
Say what? I didn't get what you
Do you
said at the
think
end.
do you think that producers have to stay involved with their followers and talk to them and like interact and stuff in order to keep them?
Yeah,
Oh, you say
that's the main thing because otherwise you will be just a guy releasing on huge labels without any connection to the producers, out there and to your fan base. Because I won't mention names because obviously everybody has their own goal. But I know producers that release a track a year that has the biggest fan base of all time,
yeah,
like millions of subscribers, of followers, people that actually buy their merch,
yeah,
and they just release a track a year. And also, I know people who release a track almost like daily on the biggest labels so far, and they are like just really unknown because they don't really interact with the followers.
yeah. That's a good
there's
point.
there's a little line between being a good producer and also being a good artist, marketing wise.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Was there any more questions in the chat? I didn't read it. I'm not looking at the
No,
chat. Got you,
I think
got you.
there was a other question, but I think I wouldn't nobody was able to watch previously.
Oh, you're
But
good.
yeah.
Oh, well, we did it. We did it. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I'm so freaking. This is awesome. So just to let you know, to make sure, I'll remind you, of course. So this will be on YouTube. I will keep everybody updated, and I will keep you updated. You'll see me post it, and I'll tag you and everything when
Okay.
it's on there as well. But oh my gosh, holy shit! I'm just like, I can't believe we did it.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. I was
Hell
like
yeah.
really, how will this go in the before it
Gotcha.
uh, it goes? But I'm really glad that we had. Well, I'm not that glad that we actually finished because I really love it to
Yeah.
talk about.
Same,
In the
same.
other hand, in the other hand, it's really good that we actually finished.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's awesome. Cause sometimes when I'm in an interview, depending on how the interview goes and stuff, like I just have questions and questions, and then we could keep going for like hours and hours and stuff like that. But I wanted to make sure to kind of keep a structure with all of the different interviews with the producers. Maybe have them go around the same time. So this is going to be around the same time as the interview I did with Lux Home
I
on that.
understand that.
So fuck yeah, it's gonna be
Well,
awesome.
obviously, I will also like to say thanks to you for the invitation and
Of
also
course.
for of the things you have in the background, like Yerbity,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys are doing a really great job. And yeah, I encourage you guys to keep doing this because uh, this is gonna help so many people. So never give up on this project. I
Awesome.
think,
Thank you so much. We have like I think 3 or 4 more interviews in the works, So yeah, this is like I guess you can call it a project and stuff for sure. And Giorvity has been my rock through this whole process, I mean, he's the guy,
yeah,
he's the main dude pretty much to, put me in contact with all of these amazing producers and stuff such as yourself, to be able to help so many people with it. And
yeah,
I'm just excited to see how this one turns out and stuff. So I just
yeah.
want to say thank you. I appreciate you. You're saying thank me, but I thank you for wanting to do this interview and be here and answer all these questions and spend time. So I appreciate
No
you, my
worries at
dude.
all. I really know that we are going to work in other projects in the future. Let's see how we figure it out with the team in the background as well
Fuck
to
yeah.
work a little more in the future with other teams. So thanks so much for the invitation again. And yeah,
Yeah. You're
I
so
hope this
welcome.
helps many people.
Yeah, I hope you have an amazing ass day, my dude. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Bye, my
Well,
dude.
goodbye. Thanks
Bye.
so much for having me.